Alright. So, today's actually nice enough to have the windows open, so my neighbors are gonna hear me scream about loving daddies, and yeah. But let's continue with some Dream Daddy. Last we left off, we started romancing Damien, but we were about to make our... Oh, hello, Bowtie. How are you? I love you. Last we left off, we were romancing Damien by Bowtie's suggestion. But we only were able to do the beginning part. And we were about to make our dad profile on Dad Book. Thank you for the love, Bowtie. Alright, let's hit continue. Oh, geez. Oh yeah, we skipped a lot of the cookout, too. Alright, we were about to make our Dad Book quiz. Eat plenty of carbs the night before a big game. Anyone who tells you that a drink isn't manly has never known heartache. Okay. You are amazing. No, you. On a Friday night, what am I most likely to do? Polish my coin collection, Netflix and grill. Fall asleep watching the History Channel, torment my children with dad puns, or sink into blissful oblivion. Sleep. So there's a few things, honestly, I'm likely to do on a Friday night. Probably Netflix and grill is a good one. I do fall asleep watching TV shows sometimes. Peter actually gets really mad. Like, this is a horrible confession of mine. And I hate the fact that it happened. So I love Castlevania with all of my heart and soul. I want to cosplay Lisa. Because, like, if I too saw Dracula, I would be DTF. However, every single time I go to watch Castlevania, I fall asleep. And Peter gets so pressed over it. And I also get pressed over it. Because I love Castlevania so much. It's just... It starts up and immediately I get drowsy and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll close my eyes. And I fall asleep every time. And whenever Peter's like, you want to watch Castlevania? I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel like taking a nap right now. He gets so upset. I also torment my children with dad puns. However, I don't actually have children IRL. And I like to sink into blissful oblivion. You know what? We're gonna say sleep. We're gonna say sleep. If you had one thing to take with you onto a desert island... I almost said dessert, like, food. Hello, Sean, how are you? Your cats? You know what? My cats are my kids. You are right. Today, I was trying to text Brianna, or Mochi Mori, and as I was doing so, Orion was, like, screaming and trying to knock the phone out of my hand, and I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry, I'm responding so late. I literally can't text right now because of the cat. She thought it was cute, thankfully. Oh yeah, my grandma's home. I think she's home anyway. I think I just heard her car door shut. I love my grandma so much. But I just remembered that I wanted to tell her. So, I went to a concert on Sunday, which you guys know. I don't know if I said it on stream, but I definitely said it on my Discord, which you guys are more than welcome to join if you scroll down. But I went to the concert. They required vaccinations, and proof of vaccinations. And even then, Peter and I just kind of hid in a corner away from people to be safe. Because, you know, I live with my grandmother. Kind of. Like, I'm in an apartment above her house. So they're separate, but together, if that makes sense. Oh, I don't have a Discord button. I'm sorry, Sean. But if you scroll down, it's in my panel, so you can immediately be linked to it. But today I took a COVID test. I got the rapid one. I think Peter's getting one that gets his results back in like 1 to 3 days. But yeah, it came back negative, thankfully. You did talk about it? Fuck yeah. Oh no, Sean, are you okay? Do you need anything? Do you wanna message me about it? You can always talk to me. I hope you know that, because I love you. It doesn't affect me personally, just some friends still. Like, if you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. And I especially understand if you didn't want to, like, dump it in chat and you just want to keep it private. But yeah, you're more than welcome to message me, and I will do my best to help you and, like, give you spiritual kisses to help you feel better. Wouldn't every kiss by me be spiritual? Hot dang. If you had one thing to take with you into a desert island, what would it be? Probably Sean. My trusty grill. The lost shaker of salt. Castaway on DVD for instructional purposes. A boat, obviously. I don't need anything. My survival skills have trained me for this day. Dang, I'm gonna say a boat, obviously. What are your turn-ons? Oh god. Strong dad arms, that is actually a huge turn-on mine. I'm not gonna lie. I love strong dad arms. Before I started streaming, I remember when I first became friends with Bob, and I was like, Bob, do you have, like, strong dad arms? Because those are my favorite. And he was like, I do have strong dad arms. And I was like, alright, we're gonna get along great. Spooky about to out themselves? Look, I've never hidden the fact that I love strong dad arms. Literally the first thing I said when streaming this was, I'm going to give myself strong dad arms. I had skinny muscles, but they're getting bigger. Hell yeah. Do what you can to make yourself happy about your body image, but also in a healthy way, because that's super important to be healthy. Also, just know that you're perfect the way you are, and I'm spiritually kissing your little arm. Because people deserve to be happy the way they look, and they shouldn't feel as though they need to have that one specific body image of the six-pack. All body types are beautiful and valid. Tennis shoes with long white socks. A well-manicured lawn. Street smarts. Spooky, I fell in love with Wendy's breakfast. I literally just had Wendy's chicken nuggets, dude. I'm not even lying with you. I just had Wendy's chicken nuggets. They're leftovers because I didn't eat them last night. No, it was the night before. Dang, this is like 2-day-old Wendy's chicken nuggets that I just ate. We'll see if I feel better. Or we'll see how I feel in a few minutes. They have a hot honey chicken biscuit sandwich. Ooh. That does sound fucking delicious. Oh, I think I saw actually an ad for that. Well, not an ad, but like, we pulled up into Wendy's and I was like, oh, that sandwich does sound good, but I'm not in the mood for anything, like, hot right now. And then I end up getting, like, the Baconator. Wendy's breakfast is my 8 a.m. booty call. Not in the mood for anything hot? Guess I'll leave. Sean, I need you to keep that energy, like, at all times. At all times. Top tier grillmanship. I do love a man who cooks. Comfortable with crying. I'm not gonna lie, deadass. Comfortable with crying is hot as hell. That's literally why I romance Jal in Mass Effect. Someone who is emotionally intelligent is very attractive to me. Bowtie says they cry. That's hot. Alright. I went on a tangent about strong dad arms, I'm not gonna lie. I went on a whole entire thing for a good minute about strong dad arms, so we're gonna go with that one for now. I'm a Scorpio, I'm emotional, that's okay. My sun sign is an Aquarius, but my moon and rising are both Cancer. So, like, I have so many feelings, but I have no clue how to deal with them because emotions are weird. What did I want to be when I grew up? Well, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a scientist. And I learned science involves math, which I was good at until, like, high school, and then I was really bad at math. And then, you know what? Yeah. So then I was like, man, I don't want to be a scientist because math. And then I was like, I'm gonna be a famous actor. I'm gonna have big time movies and do all the things. And then I didn't get the role for Alice for Twilight, and I was very upset. I didn't even audition. I was just upset it wasn't given to me for some reason. So so that blew that one out of the waters. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a cop. And then I went to school and I was just like, wow, that sucks. I'm really good at law and I'm really good at detective work, but I really don't want to be a cop. Can I skip those levels? No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna be a writer then. Actually, no. I switched to biology. I got a degree in biology and I minored in writing. And then I was dicked around by another college for a good 2 years, and I was like, you know what, I'm done with college. So I got my degree, but they gave it to me like gen eds. And here I am now. College sucks. College sucks so much. Technical writer for manuals and instructionals. Salty boat captain. I feel like that would be Sean's. Pro skater who is also an astronaut. Ooh. President of space. These are really good. My mom was actually a college professor. Oh my god. All I can think of is like, that's like getting your parent as a teacher, but like as a little kid. Oh, Peter's all mad. Peter's pressed. Peter just messaged me. So, last night we were watching The Mandalorian. And like, there's no spoilers that I'm about to say. Or we were watching Book of Boba Fett. That's what we were doing. And in our bedroom, we have this projector thing that puts stars on the ceiling, and it gives me some light, so that way I can fall asleep, but it's not bright enough to where it bothers Peter. And whenever it turns on, it goes, Bluetooth mode activated. So, literally, we were watching Book of Boba Fett, and I started laughing. He's just like, what's so funny? I go, Bluetooth mode activated. Turns on lightsaber. And he laughed, because that's like a little mini inside joke between us. And I tweeted it, and he was like, no one's gonna fucking get that. No one's gonna fucking get that. Well, my friend Chris and my friend Tim were both like, oh, we're gonna continue the joke. And it was so fucking funny, dude. Chris was like, oh god, I'm gonna pull up exactly what he said. He said, 2 devices connected, other half of lightsaber turns on, and I fucking choked. And then Tim responded, General Spooky, 4 devices connected. And my friends are so fucking funny, dude. Friends are so fucking funny, dude. And then I sent screenshots to Peter, and I was just like, you said no one would get, but instead they joined in. He goes, okay, but we didn't connect anything to our light. He's so pressed about it. Anyway, I guess I'll be the president of space. What's your favorite movie genre? Horror, obviously. War documentaries, Sean Connery's entire filmography, anything on Laserdisc, romantic comedies, whatever will make me cry one of these days. Whoa. Some very angry man outside my window just screamed shut up, but like it wasn't directed at me, and I think it was that very angry dad that like is really mean to his child. I don't know. One of these days we're gonna make a very depressed dad who's like, I cry all the time, that's all I do. My mom hears the best excuses. My mom is English as a second language professor. Oh, good shit. I'd love to hear some of those stories. Old comedies that haven't aged well. I'm actually not a fan of those at all. We're gonna say Laserdisc. What's your ideal date? Oh, now that I think about it, Peter does love war documentaries. One of these days I'm gonna do like a dad book, but for Peter. Oh, I love napping together. I absolutely love napping together as a date. I used to have friend dates where I'd go over my friend's house and we just nap together. It was fucking delicious. Doing a 1,000 piece puzzle together. That does sound pretty fucking great. I love playing board games. Like, I have so many board games. I actually want to kind of stream playing board games with Peter and maybe some friends. But like, not playing the digital board game thing. I forget what it's called. Not playing that, but like actually like getting a camera, just hovering it over the table, and we just tabletop simulator. Yes, that's what it is. As soon as you said that, Sean, I also understood because I said table and I was like, that's the word. I would love to, instead of doing tabletop simulator, just have the camera hovering over the table and we just play games. And it's just all of us talking in real time and shit, and just having fun. I would love to do that with some of the board games I have, because I have at least 6. Cards Against Humanity. I feel like that would be too spicy to stream. I would destroy you. You absolutely would. Because I never know what I'm doing when I play board games. I'm just there to have fun. I'm down, pick me. You got it. You got it, dude. We're gonna fit as many people as we can in my tiny apartment. We're just gonna play games. Eating a healthy dinner at 4 p.m. First of all, I don't eat at 4 p.m. I eat at like 7, maybe. Trying to geocache, but getting hopelessly lost. Okay, I've done that so many times. So, when I was little, I used to go, like, geo-hunting or whatever, where, like, there's a specific location on the map. And you go hunting for it, and you have to find it, and it's hidden, like, not in plain sight, it's kind of hidden. Like, I think one was, like, in a hole, another one was inside a tree. It was really cool. And you'd take something and leave something. And then you could also track where it's been taken. So let's say one person had a thingy from, they found it in, let's say, California, and they brought it over to, say, Ohio. You could see how far that thing has traveled. And then you take it from Ohio and bring it to Florida. It's like, holy shit, you know? So I used to love doing those. Arson. We don't do arson yet. Being emotionally vulnerable. I like that, but we're gonna do that. I'm streaming for almost half an hour. No, I'm still on dad book. What do you never leave home without? A sensible cardigan. My sick vape. My book of word jumbles and a pen. A cool knife. My crippling low self-esteem. Me too. I frequently forget my phone, keys, and wallet at home. Sometimes. Honestly, yes. But we're gonna save that for the emotional daddy. I'll say a sensible cardigan. I spend a lot of time thinking about I do spend a lot of time thinking about conspiracy theories. How proud I am of my child. Potential ends of the world, I think about that a lot too. If I'll ever be able to love myself as much as I love my grill. When I can next get a cup of coffee. Lawnmower modifications. We're gonna go with the cup of coffee. I am currently drinking coffee and have been thinking about drinking this all day. Profile complete. Oh shit.
Ah.
See? That wasn't so bad. Yeah, it was actually kind of fun. I could totally spend all day on here just looking at people's profiles. You should message one of them. Or more than one of them. All these dads seem pretty interesting. Okay. I promise I'll make some friends. Amanda gives me a hug. Go get him, Dad.
Welcome. You've got dads.
You've got dads. Oh, hey. Hey, Amanda, what's up? Hi, Spooky, it's me, your dear old friend from way back in the day, Dad Amanda. I'm delighted to see you've signed up for Dad Book. They've recently added this exciting new messenger service, so you may find yourself receiving messages from other dads like myself. Take care not to miss them. Amanda, is that you? What are you doing on Dad Book? Why, Spooky? I never. We've known each other since business school. How could you possibly confuse me with your amazing and talented and easy-to-buy things for daughter? Though I am, of course, flattered. You should buy Amanda more things. Amanda, you know I didn't go to business school. I barely even managed to get my degree. Wait, no. Wow. I didn't say that. You never heard that. This is gold. I was a great student, I swear. I graduated at the top of my class because I worked hard and ate all of my vegetables. Totally holding on to this for later. Wait, do you even remember what I majored in? I declined to comment. Cool. Conversation ended. Cool. We're gonna hit back. And at Bowtie's request, we are going to romance the best daddy. Damien Blood March. How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest in Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter. I mean, yes, all of that. On Friday night, you are most likely to listen to a true crime podcast while I taxidermy my newest specimens. So I'm not too into taxidermy, but I mean, you do you, mans. If you had one thing you would take with you onto a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. Don't get sick, because you'll be coughing in it. How would there be any latest Victorian fashion? I think just fashion based off Victorian style. I don't know. I love Damien. He's so handsome. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. I probably said it incorrectly. Can you imagine just saying that in the middle of public and he'd just be like, What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. Okay, Damien, I'm not gonna lie. We went to the zoo when I was in 4th grade. And they were like, alright, so you're gonna write a paper on one of the animals you saw. And I was like, oh man, I saw bats. I'm gonna do an entire paper on bats. But like, it was a creative paper. So I wrote a story about how I was an actual bat. Sean, this is why I never have any fun facts about myself for D&D. It's because I just kind of say shit all the time. Sean's just gonna be like next to me Sean's gonna be on my streams now taking notes of random shit I say. And be like, hey, why don't you talk about that time you wrote an entire school paper on the fact that you were a bat? What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign, art house, horror. You know what? I can fuck with that. Oh. What's your ideal date? It's night. We are in an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. the music drums to the beat of our hearts. How would the drums know exactly what beat our heart is at? I should start taking— oh god, please don't. So much blackmail. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. Edgy. Oh, stupid edgy. Did you know that the upside down cross is even holier than the actual cross? Because I forget who did it, but it was some dude who was like, oh man, I'm about to get crucified, and like, I don't deserve it because Jesus was so good. So I'm gonna do it, but like upside down. But for some reason, edgelords are like, man, upside down is like the anti-cross. And I'm like, no, you fool. That's the exact opposite of your intent. I spend a lot of time thinking about mortality salience. Or satanic cross. Oh man, I don't even know what the satanic cross is. Isn't that one with the goat that's kind of like a pentacle? Because also pentacles are not for Satan. And the goat is also like a really holy— I don't want to say holy, but it's a really good symbol in Wiccan culture. Pagan culture. Wouldn't the anti-cross be two it's an X. Oh wait, no. Wait, what's parallel? Oh, it's like Roman numeral 2. They see 2 lines. They can't go down the street without screaming. Alright, we're gonna message Damien. We're gonna tell him he's fake. While also touching his very strong dad arms. John, this is how you know I was bad at math. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him and get to know him a little better. I navigate to Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute. Hello? The health department texted me and said, get your COVID test results. And I'm like, listen, state. I already know what my results are. I sit there for a minute before I see Damien typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer to make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee, and the computer finally dings. Spooky. I must confess— oh god. I must confess my excitement to be receiving your kind letter, for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in as gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. I love him so much. I love Damien so much. He's my favorite dad. Whoa, there's more. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and stroll around my garden. Should it please you, till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I'd have Bloodmarch as a last name. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Hey, Amanda.
Eh?
Amanda pops out of her room. Eyes are a little puffy, almost as if she's been crying. Amanda, I thought you left for school. Hey, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm cool.
Hmm.
I just found out that my succulent I've been watering and singing to for the last 3 months was actually made out of plastic. Even the dirt was fake. Oh, honey. I'm sorry about your plant. You have to tell me what's actually wrong, or are you sure that's all you're upset about? Look, we're gonna be a good dad. There's an achievement for being an especially bad dad to Amanda, and, like, I'm never gonna get that achievement. I love Amanda. Too much. Too much. We're also not gonna force her to come and be like, "Mrr, you have to tell me why you're crying." Because, like, that's not how you're gonna get a kid to open up. So I'm gonna say, are you sure that's all you're upset about? If there's, you know, anything going on, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And I'll always be here for you. Whether you need a shoulder to cry on or a strong dad to go kick someone's butt, I'm only a phone call away. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. But I'm fine, really. I'm unconvinced, but I'll stop badgering her about it. I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. That's not even math, that's shapes? A line is not a shape, Sean! Also, you learn about perpendiculars and parallels in math class. That's where I learned and then forgot about them. Can you help me with something? Dad, for the last time, I'm not popping your back pimples. No. Can you interpret this for me? I turn the computer to Amanda and she squints at Damien's message. I just don't understand net speak. Like, is this how you kids communicate with each other now? Oh, totally. This is the hot new thing. See, Dad, kids got over saying LOL and LMAO or whatever and decided that what they needed to do was bring it back to the 1800s. So what do I do? Where's your pen and quill? What? Did you forget to unpack the pen and quill, Dad? How will we address the nobleman in regards to your upcoming debauchant ball? Okay, now I know you're messing with me. Father, without a proper chaperone, you'll never end up with a suitor worthy of our land. Or our dowry. Or... So you read Pride and Prejudice for school one time, and now you're reciting things you know about it back to me, aren't you? Like, the first 5 pages, then I read a review for the movie, still gotta be, though. Great. So what do I say to Damien? I got this. Amanda reaches over me and types on the keyboard. Sure thing, dude. Regards.
Yes.
Spooky. Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Well, I suppose that's that. Oh, it's a beautiful house. I make a short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor. Estate. The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat-head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes through the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, noting the oil portraits of who I assume are dead relatives hanging on the walls. As I'm admiring them, oh, little sandwiches. Oh, look at those bones! Those are cool bones. I have bones. Not in me, but like skulls hanging up. Oh, that's clearly Damien and Lucian. Are you kidding me? As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like all the people in the paintings are staring at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Spooky. Pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing at the top of a majestic staircase with a walking candle holder. What's with the door slamming shut?
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, there was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? Accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Look at that little smile. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me through his house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. He just gets nervous. This is one of the older homes on the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I have been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past the door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenage years are. Onward, onward, there's more to see. We reach at a door and end at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. Sunlight streams from the floor to ceiling arched windows. The walls are lined with packed bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period-appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. I like all of these things. First of all, we're gonna look at the book, and then I'm gonna talk about how I love butterflies, because I also have a butterfly collection at home. I'm gonna pick up a book. You know, Spooky, in the Victorian era, there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the more tawdry novels would encourage youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull a book out at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read aloud. Naruto struggle. I'm not reading this out loud. You guys can have a minute to read that. It's literally Naruto fanfiction. I'm gonna take a sip. Alright. Now I remember this part of the Me too. It's one of my favorite parts. This is part of Boruto because we I was about to say we don't like children. Not romantically anyway. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it back onto the shelf. Mans, I was reading that. That's a rare book from my private collection. Alright, we're gonna look at the butterflies. I walk up to the glass. He literally got so mad at me reading his Naruto fanfic, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna look at your fucking butterflies, man. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them all myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. If you could, that would save me a lot of trouble. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger. Ah, the pinner's gambit. Is that a thing? No. Let's look out the window. I walk to the window and am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn. He's doing push-ups, with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. That's terrifying. Maybe we should do Craig next, because he's really strong dad arms. Damn! Did you know that oh, that's why you have the big windows. I too would want to watch Craig's big strong dad arms. Did you know that Victorians spent at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No. But Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke.
Oh.
Please, will you join me for tea? I followed Damien to his sitting room, where finger foods have already been set out upon a beautiful, tiered silver tray. He really went all out for me. He really said, I don't have friends, and I'm going to make one today. He's a very hospitable host. I take a seat on one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. Those look really tasty, too. I can't believe we're having a high tea. Is it at high noon? I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What?
Oh.
It's a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of the people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to drugs. That's a lie. I made that up. You can see that. Refers to both the later time of the day that the working class had to enjoy tea and the height of the tables in which they were served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. I feel like I should tell him his home is impressive. I do really like... See, he calls it a cloak, so I know he's gonna get all pissed. I'm gonna tell him his home is very impressive. Yeah. Ooh, I got that eggplant. Seems like you've really put a lot of work into this place.
Huh.
Thank you.
Huh.
No one's ever complimented my home before. They should, especially with tiny sandwiches like these. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers at my place, and look what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you... Thank you. Thank you. I was about to reference that myself. Did he take you into the city? Sorry. You know, see a marching band. Did you guys see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, the song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. I love him. He's so innocent. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into a sort of obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. Valid. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many very terrible things about the Victorian era, and to try and live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would be admittedly horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all the same. Tell me, Spooky, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do. But I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things they're passionate about is intriguing, and quite honestly, rather attractive. Ooh. Ooh, alright, Damien, have you ever read Homestuck? What if I cosplayed Dave Strider and you cosplayed Oh, you could either be Karka or John. I forget which one was more popular. I'm leaving. Throwback to Castlevania. Damien, you could be Dracula and I'll cosplay Lisa. It doesn't care that I have this awesome dad bod with these very strong arms. I'll do it. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sounds sophisticated. I really enjoy eating with my pinky out. I learned how to juggle. We'll sound so smart doing the word jumble. Let's do that. Alright, no eggplants though. The written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know, and I think people would appreciate them more if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. Yes, actually. In a sense. We finished our tea and finger sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Ooh. Damien takes me around the back of his home, where a variety of flowers. How does he get his backyard to look like this? This is beautiful. Where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows, and small stone paths weave through it, and butterflies flit lazily around the air. My garden. It's beautiful.
Oh.
Thank you. I could sit here all day holding your hand. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower could mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks a gorgeous bright orange flower off a vine. Lilium bulfirum, the orange lily. What do you think this one means? Thou art the tightest. My loins are ablaze. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. I love the My Chemical Romance reference. I'm gonna say thou art the tightest. I got eggplants. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Well, and that's precisely why floral arrangements is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? I'm gonna say I do love sunflowers. Peter and I actually went on a date to a sunflower. It was like a whole ass like sunflower field, and like you donated money for like I think it was Make-A-Wish, and you got to get like so many sunflowers. We ended up picking a whole bunch, and we gave some to some friends and family members, and it was gorgeous. I also have like a little bit of anger towards honeysuckle, because like my dad was obsessed with honeysuckle. He was like, yeah, you can eat it and it's delicious. We're gonna go snapdragons because I love dragons, because they're cute, and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. I'll have to remember that when I put together a bouquet for you. Oh, Man's really said he's gonna do a floral arrangement for me. He would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Spooky, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls a cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it.
Oh.
Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I had put a little more effort into that garden Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked it over! Oh god. Oh god.
Fix that guard.
Oh geez. Perfect, okay. What do you mean? Oh.
Goal.
Yay! It's our secret. I was so scared. Whew, that was a close one. Uh-oh, here comes Damien. He looks upset.
Ah!
That was very loud, sir. Spooky, my sincerest apologies to have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything alright? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. He's so dramatic. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. Wait, what's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school. Post haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Of course you're going after the vampire daddy. Of course I am. He reads Naruto fan fiction. Why would I not? Vampire daddy is the best. Let's go. What's up, mans? Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien. You're here in record time. I wouldn't miss it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like Hugo and Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo.
Huh.
What is it this time?
Oh.
This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through the busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear a faint voice drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led into the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. I almost said middle school teacher for some reason. At least I had enough sense to stay out of the creepy basement. Oh, is that Hugo's kid? We find another teacher in the boiler room, tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose. Thanks for coming. I can't make heads or tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me. Lucien tried to kill me.
Oh my.
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to build a brick wall around you and see what would happen. You promised me there was wine down here. You tricked me. I know exactly what this is. Whoa, wait a second. Lucien, did you try to cask of Amontillado, Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him. What's cask of Amontillado? I'm probably saying that wrong. I keep wanting to say armadillo for no reason. It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him into his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, then buries him alive behind a brick wall. Also, hi, Spooky. Hello, Pause. I love you, and I miss you with all of my heart. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucien, you tried to do that to him? I love you too, thank you. I hope you're doing well. I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot. But then he realized that I had lied about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad.
What?
It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the cask of Amontillado. And it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucien was leading you into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I'm well, but very tired since I had a 6 a.m. shift for placement. Please rest. Take care of yourself, Pause. I read the first 5 pages and then read a review of the movie. What? It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucien to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in the literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucien high five. Teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. Take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We head up the stairs and out of the school in a tense silence. Why was Ernest suspended when he was the one being buried alive? I couldn't tell you, man. He was just sitting there kind of letting it happen for a good 20 minutes. Lucien, Damien, and I all pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucien immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to go. But I care about you, and I can see that you're struggling. So if you do decide that you would like to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you can spend this week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Damien's taking a very healthy approach to therapy. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucien continues to stare out of the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. Well, I wouldn't be in relative silence. I'm not related to either of them. The moment we pull into the driveway, Lucien hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot we need to work out. It's alright. All things considered, Lucien bricklaying was pretty good. So there's your silver lining. There's that, yes. I really do admire how he handled that. It was pretty healthy. And I'm sure they're gonna have a conversation inside. But all in all, he like didn't explode, which is important. Because parents who explode is not good. It's not good. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him. I don't think yelling at him would do either of us favors. It rarely does. You're a good dad. I got the eggplant. See you around soon?
Oh.
It would be my honor and my privilege. Pleasure. What did he say? Fuck, I already pressed the enter button. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. I come home to find Amanda curled up on the couch with a blanket, watching TV. I plop down next to her. Yo. What you watching? Tiny House Hunting Brothers Extreme Edition. Ugh, I hate the show. The couple on screen bickers back and forth while standing in an extremely small house made out of recycled bottles. The tiny house hunting brothers watch them with bemused expressions, both their heads touching the low ceiling. I told you I wanted a 2-bed, bath, shabby chic cottage. This house doesn't even have a bathroom. But honey, the outhouse is only 20 yards away. It's not that bad. I am not pooping outside, Greg. Why don't they just get a regular-sized house? I don't know. How'd afternoon tea go? It got strange. We had to go to school to pick up Lucien since he tried to... He lured Ernest down to the cellar with the promise of a fine vintage and then tried to brick him up in the wall, right? How do you know that? Has everyone read this story except for me?
Yeah.
Lucien livestreamed the entire thing. This entire day is beyond me. But otherwise, it was a fun day. That Damien guy is a character, but he's really good company. And a surprisingly diplomatic dad.
Huh.
I dig his style. You know what? Me too. Yes! How'd I do? How'd I do? I got a low.
Wow.
Oh,
My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
I'm a good date. I got an S. S for spooky. Be back in a bit. Okay, Shell, see you there. Midget Gamer, thank you so much for the raid. How are you? Hold on, I'm gonna shout you out because you deserve it. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, Sean already did it. Sean's the best. You were playing Kenna? Ooh, I really want to play that game. I hear great things about it. How is it? How do you like the game? Tell me all about it. And also, how are you doing? It's been a minute. We're romancing daddies. I got an S for spooky. We did really good in the basement category. Not so good in Oju-sama. But I guess that's a good thing. We did best in the basement, though. Medicine is not always the best medicine. While doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. I'm enjoying the game. You play as a spirit guide to help those who are deceased to pass on. I would love that fucking game. You have actually convinced me to try and get it once I have money. How's everyone doing? I'm doing pretty okay. Really enjoying these daddies, these really big, strong dad arms. How are you doing? The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple of tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons. I'm glad you got S. Me too. It would be weird if I got any other grading though, because Spooky is my name. So if I got an A, that just wouldn't make sense. I take a closer look at a large yellow envelope. A light knock on Amanda's door. She probably has headphones on. Oh, I lightly knock. Amanda. A spooky, nope. Doesn't sit right with me. And then like a B. Can't do it. I tried like figure out how to say that in my head and I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna try. She yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kind of busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, I just thought you'd want this big old envelope we got from HIA. From Hiya. Duh, Spooky. Immediately, Amanda pushes her door open. Oh, I like Amanda's room. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please. I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't seem to hear me and spits out a piece of envelope. Oh god, why hiccups? She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And? Oh, I never introduced myself. Hello, everyone who came with Midget Gamer. I am SpookyX12. I am a ghost they-themer from outer space. And I like to play video games from my space station. I do a variety of games from my space station, which is why we're playing Dream Daddy right now. Versus like Andromeda we were playing a few weeks ago. Before this I was playing like The Strange. It's kind of all over the place. But yeah. Welcome, and I love you guys. The suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreadable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't.
Yeah.
I got in! Oh! I got in! Amanda tosses the letter aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my god. I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview and your photography is incredible. Wait, Dad? I know this one's really expensive and it's so far away. I think for a moment. Hiya was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she's had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie, we're celebrating tonight. Dinner, your choice. Wherever you want. Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, tearing into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad, you know I'm a simple gal. Just give me a Rito with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on the patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay.
Yes.
And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes, and there are all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your student ID. And, Amanda, slow down. You're gonna choke on your burrito. I know. I'm just excited. Did I mention the students get their own studio space once they're seniors? And we get all the professional photo editing software for free. It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about Haya, but I wish she wouldn't do it between bites of her burrito. I thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. I wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with a similar major and interests. I bet we're gonna be best friends. Craig and I were. A good roommate can be a lifelong friend. But don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding, we didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semester fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled.
Hey.
Oh, they let you have animals in dorms if you get a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I think I'd get a rabbit. Or maybe a snake. Or maybe both. Would the snake eat a rabbit, though? They would. Oh boy. I think I'll leave that up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her. But I need to be real for a second. So, you know I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need you to knock it out of the park with these last few months of school, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous ice roads to cross. And don't get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My eyes immediately well up with tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. I'm sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up now. You're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get tears in my burrito. It's gonna make it taste sad. I pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Pops.
Welcome. You've got dads.
I got Dads. Oh man, I'm in a group chat. Hey, are you up to anything tonight? Hugo and I were planning to go to the art walk downtown, and we're wondering if you would care to accompany us. I would normally write a letter longhand, but I've run out of distressed parchment paper. Whoa, why can't I see Damien and Hugo's chat? Am I a hacker? But I don't even have a hacker alias. The feds are gonna bust down my door any minute now. I've gotta destroy this computer. Spooky, this is a group chat. Oh, thank God. Do either of you guys know how to destroy a computer? You can run Derek's boot and nuke from a start flash drive. But once you've done that, it's best to physically destroy the platters altogether. The Victorians were well versed in information security. Spooky, do you want to go see some art or not? Art is good. Let's go see art. I've never done this before. I only did the main thing. I've never done any side things. Damien and Hugo invited me to the monthly art walk in downtown Maple Bay. I've never really been to one of these before, so I'm not quite sure what I'm in for. I think I'm here a bit early. I don't see Damien or Hugo around anywhere. and I feel just a little uncomfortable standing among all these fancy art people. Spooky? I turn around, and it's Joseph. Oh no. Joseph, what are you doing here? Joseph scoffs at me. What am I doing here? How could you ask me that? I'm obviously a huge art, appreciatist?
Oh. Oh.
Okay, fine. Damien invited me to this art walk thing, and I'm guessing he invited you too? Yep, admittedly a little out of my depth here. Thank God, I thought I was gonna be the odd one out. Are you allowed to say that? Say what? You know, thank God?
Ooh.
Yep, I actually get double points when I say it, since I'm a minister.
Oh.
The points you get into heaven, that's how it works. Anyway, where are the guys? I look and spot Hugo and Damien, who have seemed to have just arrived at the gallery. Good eve, good eve, good eve.
Ooh.
Evening, friends.
Oh.
Who's ready for some art? Art is dead and nothing is real. Me too. I get triple points because I'm a goalie. I'm like scared on what to say. Does this affect my romance choices with like Damien? I'm like scared. You know what? I'm gonna say, you know I am. You know, I love looking at paintings that are in frames and also paintings that aren't in frames. Art is good and stuff.
Hey.
Well put, Spooky.
Oh.
All you have to know is that if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, there's generally always a table that has free wine and cheese. I like art now. I got the table in my sights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna help myself to some tiny wines. I'm not gonna, I don't wanna be alone with Joseph. I'm gonna talk art with Hugo and Damien. So what's in, what's this first place? This particular artist specializes in landscapes, painting over various locals within the American Northeast. I look at the art. It is rad art. At the risk of sounding uninformed, do all these landscapes look like butts to you guys?
Oh.
Damien and Hugo lean in, examining the painting in earnest. It would appear as if you are correct.
Oh.
Valid assessment, Spooky. Hey, this art stuff's pretty easy. Oh, it gets more complicated. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic. Sometimes the butts are metaphors. Sometimes art is about the butts they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and wine. What'd I miss?
Hey.
Butts. Shame. The cheese is nice, though. Shall we visit the next place? We leave the first gallery and walk a few minutes before we reach another one. This gallery is a bit more crowded. Huge paintings of, I'm not even sure, hanging on the walls. Oh geez. What am I looking at here? This is abstract art. I think the more important question is, what does this art mean to you? I stare at the painting, concentrating as hard as I can on its meaning. It's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt. While a valid assessment, I feel like the artist was trying to make a different statement. Probably how much you like butts. You are a servant of the Lord. We're all God's creatures, even butts.
Oh.
Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels, creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitation. Wow, how do you figure that?
Oh.
That's what it says on the place card.
Oh.
Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that what artists choose to not let their works be defined by. What's the word? Realism? Realism. All of the butts. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Psh, I could do that.
Ah.
Excuse me.
Oh my.
Hugo, not here.
Hmm?
No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Friend, he's not worthy. Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket.
No.
I'm sorry. I just love art so much. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder.
Oh.
You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No.
Hmm?
It's wine and cheese.
Oh.
Co-signed. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actually wine and cheese. We got one last stop on the tour. You feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder than this art?
Oh.
It absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it.
Eh?
Damien, Hugo, and Joseph and I walk over to a performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening?
Yeah.
I second this question.
Oh.
Performance art. What does that mean?
Oh.
Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. LaFair. But what do you think they're trying to say?
Oh.
I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about their saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw human emotion. It's art as catharsis.
I don't know.
That's beautiful, Damien. So, what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art as long as I, really mean it? Damien fixes him with a hard stare. I thought he was going to say flexes at him.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, that joke isn't going to play well in this crowd. Hello, Grim, how are you? Do you like butts? Because we're talking about butt art.
Oh.
Oh.
Wise.
Ah.
We watch the rest of the performances as earnestly as we can and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. That's me in life. I just roll onto the stage crying and screaming, and that's my birth. And then I'm on there for a good hour, and then I just roll right off, screaming and crying. I occasionally partake in the appreciation of butts. Valid. Whew, I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together. We make our way back to the cul-de-sac, tiny wine and tiny cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I learned about art, which is nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, It eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the shiny cheese. Wax wings too close to the sun.
Hmm?
Cheese wings, those would melt in the sun too. And I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus, it'd be delicious. A nice emmentaler, possibly. You know, Joseph is showing a weird side to him, and like, I appreciate it, but I'm still angry at him. Hey, if you guys were painters, what would you paint? I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, luchadors. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses, mostly boats. Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised you choose boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery in artwork. What? Boats are cool. What about you, Spooky? Tasteful nudes of the artists. I'll go with landscapes. I think I could examine a lot of beautiful imagery and recapture it on canvas, and I'm just kidding, it's gonna be butts. Joseph gives me a high five. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys, good art. Good art.
Oh.
Agreed.
Oh.
See you guys around? Whether you want to or not, we're all neighbors after all. I head inside with my inevitable cheese over.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Is this conversation done? Yeah. That's ended too. Okay, cool. We're gonna romance Damien again. We have one full heart. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open up Dad Book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, oh geez, dearest Spooky, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional forms of communication will showcase my sincerest and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit, and for that I thank you. That said, Spooky, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be to your taste. I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Blood March. Honestly, Peter better start coming at me with this. Peter needs to keep this energy, because Damien's, like, wooing me. And I don't even think he's trying. I have been wooed. Amanda and I both look up from the letter.
Huh?
Wow. He's good.
Hmm.
So you gonna catch a movie with him? I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. Like, he said really fancily, like, you want to go on a movie date and then, I don't know, maybe go for a walk under the moonlight, and, like, my hands are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, like, oh man, Amanda, you don't even have a, oh man. I don't know where we're gonna get some mom's spaghetti. Are we gonna eat? Oh man, we're probably gonna have to find some mom's spaghetti. Yeah, I better message him on Dad Book to let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back. A real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like. Then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop and pursue showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy.
Yes.
Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just a lot of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out. Then sit down on the table with Amanda to try drafting an ice letter. Why would we give him vampire titties? I start writing. Damien. Damien, your eyes are the ocean, and your bosom is also the ocean. His turn-on is correctly saying bosom, by the way. I hope this letter finds you in good health. Yeah. Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when you're I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. Jeez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along, let him know how you're feeling. I have been thinking of your Naruto fanfiction nonstop and would like to reenact it. You can be Sasuke if you want. Believe it. Oh geez. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Well, I myself am a good spirit, so I think that's what I should do. Nice.
Yeah.
Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. I feel like that would be a bad one. Like, hey, while you were disciplining your child, I was kind of turned on. I feel like that would be so bad. He likes landscapes, and we mentioned Icarus literally last night, so yeah. Let me get at that! Like Bruegel's landscapes. With the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Dad, whoa. I saw it on TV. I'm not an actual intelligent person. Bring it home, Pops. Oh god. I can barely bring myself home. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets to the movie. I would very much enjoy your company, accompanying me to the cinema. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. I think that one is very Damien. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to a Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Things about vampire titties. Namaste. Hard ass. We're gonna say business. And I sign my name, my full name. It's fancier that way. Spooky LaFair.
Oh.
Is that okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. I need to read this in full. Damien, I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes, Spooky LaFair. I think I did a banged up job of that. You spelled his name wrong. Don't tell me that. Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Amanda, don't do that to me. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. I actually have, like, the wax seal stuff. Peter got it for me for Christmas one year, and, like, I meant to do that with all of the Christmas cards, but then completely forgot. So maybe, like, 2022 Christmas, when I'm sending out cards to everyone, maybe y'all will get, like, a wax seal, and it'll be dope. It's in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights a candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. Whoa. What's that other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax into the folded letter and expertly presses a small piece of wood onto it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing, here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver it to the doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony, they're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. Hey, Spooky, guess. No! I need to give you your games. I don't know. I have like no. Yeah, I do have your games actually that I never played. I feel bad taking more of your games. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished? Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day, he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the event. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit, and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night, and the theater is kind of crowded, but still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice, and turn around to see Damien right behind me. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
What?
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We get in line, buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. I turn around to see Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see this some kids movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it.
Huh.
Well, I hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies.
What?
You watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian rejoins his friends, and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line a little longer, and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong.
Huh.
Damien and I take our seats and settle in for the previews. Glancing at him, I can see he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Vampires, am I right? You good, man? Okay, no eggplants. Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh, he doesn't do good with scary. That's okay. You can bury your face in my big strong dad arms. And yeah. We'll cuddle the whole time. You don't have to watch. Just be in my big strong dad arms. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film I've never heard about. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
What?
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. That was so loud. Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice, and he takes one. That's how you know this is unrealistic. No one likes licorice. I take a note of how much his hands are shaking. The title flashes across the screen. Bloody letters, Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. Okay, I like Damien a lot more now. It's because you also do not like horror films.
Huh.
A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken my coven. Romulus Badblood is his name. I just don't get the appeal. That's fair. Some people just don't like horror, and that's okay. We respect it. I wish Damien would healthily communicate that this isn't the movie for him, and then we could watch something else. 2 more vampires slide. Oh, hello? Sean, you're making a cameo. How dare you bring Yu-Gi-Oh! Onto my server? Oh, jeez. I think my stream on my laptop froze. Okay, there we go. Because it was like frozen on something and it scared me and I was like, oh god. Is something happening? I like licorice? Okay. I apologize to you specifically. You are allowed to like it. Peter likes it too. Yikes. I'm replying to Casey. Casey just told me something. You look like you're falling asleep. Whoops. Yeah, no, Casey messaged me something, and I had to respond with a bad memory. Basically, she told me that this kid applied to work at my work and was like, oh yeah, I'm best friends with Casey and Hannah. And I was like, oh, Casey, you know that ain't it, right? And she was like, oh, correct. And then we started sharing shared trauma about this guy. Oh, gross. Yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm best friends with Hannah and Casey. And we're like, we have really bad memories of this person. And like, did not stay in touch on purpose. Alright. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Oh, also follow up. He's like best friends with my abusive ex. And I'm pretty sure he would bring that person in there. Brother, is it time? The application got thrown away. W, yeah. Yes, my husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade, this rules. The trio of vampires fly off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. Oh, jeez.
Ugh!
We get to a tense moment after the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of the human army whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it's good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you.
What?
Blood leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera.
Ah!
Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about the vampires, or blood, or vampiric blood.
Oh my!
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap.
Huh.
I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Feel like I should tell a dad joke. I feel like my best option here is to tell a dad joke. I guess it wasn't. I didn't get eggplants. Where does a dog go when he loses his tail?
What?
Where? To the retail store! I yelled that last bit a little too loud for a crowded movie theater, but I can see a smile form on Damien's face. Good one, Spooky.
Huh.
The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy section better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus Bad Blood and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts, our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and General's wife begin making out, hard.
Oh my!
The film fades to black, and the end appears on the screen. But then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Camilla, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, a twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for a thousand years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3 Evil Must Die Again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film, where the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian. I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be.
Ah.
Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn, okay. Here comes the smooth response. I'm gonna say cool. At least I got somewhere. He knows you're lovely. Nah. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? Maybe we could stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery. What? Are we going in there?
Oh.
A little bit of a Victorian flavor, spooky. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead and we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien folds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once rural graveyards became more popular, alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie? I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just have never been good at those. I just feel as if, because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think gives us certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night. But I feel very peaceful. Suddenly it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us. Its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look at Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature's getting closer, moving faster. Woof. Oh. It's a dog. Now that boy! As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hand. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey, we both look up, not expecting to see. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. I need to romance Robert. He's such a terrible dad to romance. But, like, just hearing that, I'm like, yes. What? What?
Oh.
I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids.
Oh.
You might be dating the wrong guy. Never. I don't like Robert as a romance, but there are some things that is cool about him, like cryptids. I tried romancing him before, and you have to do a very specific song and dance for him, basically. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depth of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. Maybe our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or a Maltese. I think big dogs are nice, too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool.
Oh.
I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it, as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. We begin to walk home. I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Ooh, fancy music. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you, ever so kindly, for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Spooky, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief and presses it to my hand. Wow, thank you, Damien. Why would you say that? I think we're gonna talk about crying. I think that's good. We got an eggplant. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. I unlock the door and step inside. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, Okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told you. But as it turns out, Damien is scared. Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Spooky. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling you for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. What did I get? What did I get? Ooh.
I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. What? That's a band?
Another spooky rank, yes. I don't know if you guys heard, but he said, Damien said, I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. Wait, that's a band? I think my best score was in woodworking, but otherwise it looks like horror and blood are tied up. It looks like I was not great at Edwardian. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear the faint sound, but I can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda. The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of the bed, her knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna ask if something happened. I'm not gonna fully leave her alone. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. Alright, she's asking me to leave her alone, so I will. But I want her to know that I love her. Alright, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful leaving her to cry, but also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would only have made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all sorts of awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of the bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about whatever's bothering her. About 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She doesn't look at me. Yikes. So, anything going on at school today? No. Okay. Do you need a ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her still freezer-burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms out. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her act like that in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table, looking at a picture of Amanda, and I hang it on a wall. In it, I'm teaching her how to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knees, she would get up and try again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started crying because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. But as I put the bike away, she stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream, and it was like nothing even happened. After giving it a bit of thought, I decided if I forced her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline for her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin? What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah. I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. Dad, So just, whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I'm hoping I could speak a language we both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting has set by now. Ta-da! Dad. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over, and sorry you're sad, but I support you 100%. This is beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing, I know I've been really weird lately, and there's just, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? I guess I should start from the top. So, you know how Emma R's going to the fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. I think Emma P is the best friend. The other one? I guess you're not technically wrong. It's good to have fallbacks like that one. Anyways, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both the Emmas, Grace, and Noah all went to a party at Mackenzie F's. On the same night, they all told me they were busy studying for the Calc AB final. Yikes. So, another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I, have a crush on Noah, and, that's a thing. What? Whoa. I had no idea. I definitely didn't know that. Okay. You're a bad liar. So are you. I learned from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anyone. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just kept quiet and kept going about my business. Amanda sighs. And then one day I invite everyone to get out to get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for like more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at home, right? But we're out of chips and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable.
Dad.
So I go to the mall, I get to the food court, and who do I see but Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out together and eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm standing by the escalators watching them, and I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes! I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho on her shirt because of course she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me. Grace, nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the gossipy one? I know! Grace is the one nobody really likes. Or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything. I'm like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed, and I just wanted to get out of there. So I left, without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day, and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to Emma R asking how long the Noah thing's been going on, and sorry, I know this is a lot. You still following? What did Emma R say? Oh, okay. Get a load of this. Emma R says, you know what? Let me read it to you. Amanda pulls out her phone and reads word for word an arduously long string of text messages. Can you believe that? I cannot believe that. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, do I not understand what she's talking about. This is all beyond me, but I'm trying my best to be supportive.
Oh.
They were dating in secret for like months. So I told her that she's being really terrible friend. She's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red. And then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply. And I know because there are red receipts. I don't know what red receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha. So while this is all happening, I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind and reasonable. And I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. And then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and is like, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat that I got kicked out of. Alright, I think you lost me at screenshots, but definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everybody dropped me, half my grade hates me, and now I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everyone else, but Emma R's been there since Mom died. I can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. I'm not even mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs the remains of her cake. Oh, remnants of her cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everybody suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. And as mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. Amanda looks so dejected. I almost can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know, it's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset over. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. These two are real. Real friends don't do that. When you get older, you start realizing the sort of people you want to associate yourself with. Do you really want to surround yourself with people who would do something like that to their friend? It takes a lot of work to find and maintain meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to figure that out myself, and I wish I'd learned it sooner. If the other person is putting the effort in to show you how much they care, it's not worth it. Oh, isn't putting in. You're not beholden to being their friend. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours, because you're amazing. And if they can't see that, well, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. I looked down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? Yes, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda gets up and goes to her room. Before she closes her door, she turns around. Hey, Pops. Yes? Thank you. You're always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
I love you too, Dad.
Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but she actually said, I love you too, Dad. I could go for a whole cake, me too.
Welcome.
We should share a cake together.
You've got dads.
We got dads. Oh, man! Coffee shop dad. Hey, Spooky, what are your feelings about poker? Beyond hardly knowing her. Poker, I hardly know her. There it is. Well, good talk. Wait, I actually like poker. No, I could go for a whole cake? So when you and I hang out, we're gonna get ourselves one cake each. We're just gonna eat the cakes while, like, we hang out. And it'll be great. I actually like poker, and I just saw the joke, and I had to take the shot. Please, Matt. I'm a dad. I'm contractually obliged. No, I get that. Anyway, we've been playing weekly poker games, and I figured I should send an invite your way. Sounds great. I love losing money. Cool, dude. See you soon. Lose that money. Perfect. Hell yeah. And then we'll take a nap, and it'll be great. Matt invited me to poker night at Joseph's house. Why do you keep putting me on with Joseph? Oh, but I call a little spoon? Okay. I'm really good at being a big spoon, because I am the tallest and biggest boy. I put on my going out coat and walk over. Across the way, I spot Matt, who's walking over from his own house. He's got a case of beer under his arm. Crap, I should have brought something.
Oh.
Hey, man. Crap, I should have brought something. Haha, no worries, man. It's your first time. Just bring a full wallet. How long have you guys been at this for? Years, buddy. Just a nice way to keep in touch with the guys. It's never really high stakes. We pass through the fence enclosing Joseph's backyard. Craig, Brian, and Joseph hover around the patio, drinking beer and chatting. Robert sits in the corner, brooding as usual. Spooky, glad you can make it. So am I. I'm psyched to take all your money. Just like old times. Craig's been the resident shark. We prefer the term person who's good at poker. I'm well aware. Craig's always been suspiciously good at poker. Are you still as terrible as you were in college? I'm still terrible at poker. My tell is a sustained childlike giggle. There's no way you're as bad as Joseph. Joseph shrugs.
Hey.
This is basically my tithing? I don't know, that's all I saw was, this is basically my tit. And then his hand is on his tit. And in my head, I was screaming. I'm giving back to the community.
Wink.
I hate that he says wink. It makes me want to throw up every time. Plus, I'm happy just to sit here and eat all of Brian's snacks.
Yeah.
Guess who brought pigs in a blanket? Not Craig. Hey, my chia seed and granola energy balls are just as delicious. Everybody laughs. Let's just get this game going.
Nice.
We all take a seat at the table, and Matt starts dealing cards. The first couple rounds go by easily, and I'm getting the hang of things, but it's obvious that Craig is running the show here. Craig, how did you get so good at this? It's pretty easy. You just start getting a feel for everybody's tell, like Matt will scratch his ear. Hey! Brian adjusts his pants when he's trying to lie.
Oh, shucks.
Now wait a second. And I think you just loudly announce to the whole room when you have a good hand. Yeah, yep, that's me. What's Joseph's tell? Everything. Literally everything. That man is an open book. He couldn't lie if he tried. Well, at least I have God on my side.
Oh.
See? You can't even say that with a straight face. What about Robert? Honestly, that man's an enigma. Robert raises his glass of whiskey to us in a solemn salute. I think he'd wipe the floor with us if he actually tried. I'm just here because I enjoy the company. Robert pulls his phone and stares at it. Robert, is that a that a flip phone? Yeah. What, are you a drug dealer now? Yeah, what do you need? Horse, speed? Tijuana Johnnies? I can get you the street stuff easy, but if you're looking for something exotic or designer, that's maybe 72 hours and a favor called. Maybe I won't need you today, maybe I won't need you tomorrow, but someday. Oh, I think I'm good. Right.
Hey.
But still, if you got the coin, I got the goods. I dropped my phone in the toilet, and this is the backup until I get it replaced under warranty. Everyone murmurs their sympathies. We've all been there. We go back to playing. I really gotta stop eating these pigs in a blanket. Pigs in blankets? I don't know, but they're very good. I think there might be cheese in them? Oof, I don't know if I got enough to raise you on this round. You can always bet your firstborn.
Bro.
If you think you can handle another one, be my guest. Briar and Hazel are a handful, to say the least. But do you think 3 kids is a handful? Try 4. I'm operating at 100% dad capacity at all times. Actually, it's technically 5. Christine saw a commercial for one of those dolls that poop that wouldn't stop asking for it. We ended up getting it for her birthday, but she's so grossed out by the fake baby poop that she makes me change its diapers. So now I'm changing the real baby and the fake baby. There's just a lot of poop in my household right now. Daisy got one of those a while back. One night I walked in on her after she had tried to take the doll apart to see how the poop mechanism worked. But then she couldn't put it back together and started crying. Poop everywhere. Fake poop, but still. That reminds me of, wait, do we all have poop doll stories? Everyone nods in agreement. Guys, I really don't need any more poop in my life than there is already. Can we just get back to poker and not talk about poop? Matt deals another hand, and we quickly forget about the poop. We run out of pigs in a blanket. We switch over to Craig's healthy snack food. It actually isn't terrible. These kale chips are phenomenal. We should sell these at the coffee shop. It's my own recipe. I'd be happy to give it to you guys.
Hey.
I can see it now. Pierce the kale chips. Pierce the Veil is a popular post-hardcore screamo band out of San Diego. We all look at Matt confused. I know who Pierce the Veil is, Matt. It's maybe not any of your wheelhouses. How's the shop nowadays? Busy as ever. I'm toying with the idea of hiring another person to work the counter, but I haven't found a good candidate. I'm hitting the shift button. If Amanda's looking for a summer gig, let me know. It's really nice of you, but I think she's been burned too badly by coffee shops before. Literally, not figuratively.
Hey.
Matt cocks his head to the side. I'll ask her, though. We get down to the final hand of the night, and Craig's in the lead by a landslide. Joseph has long since lost all his chips and is taken to tidying up, refusing any help from the rest of us. Brian deals us all cards. So what's it gonna take for Robert to give a damn on this round? Robert looks up from his half-empty glass of whiskey. Do you really want to unleash the beast? Well, now I'm curious. I got a long history of being a gambling man, but I'll only do it if you make it interesting. None of this penny chip nonsense. I got a Lily's 18-year single blend sitting in my closet right now. Was saving it for when River turns 21. But I'm willing to put it up as collateral. Now you're talking my language. He throws the keys to his truck on the table. She's seen better days, but she can still pull a tree trunk out of the ground. Nope. Myself and everyone else at the table immediately folds. Deal the cards, Bry Guy. Are you guys sure you wanna... You heard the man? Deal. Brian deals the next round of cards. Craig stares daggers at Robert, who casually sips his whiskey. So I know what you might be thinking. Robert put his old work course up for grabs. His only mode of transportation. At times, in his life, his only home. How could he be so sure of his abilities in gambling? I'll tell you right now, Craig. I wasn't always like this. I was a lot like you. Smart, talented, cocksure of my own luck, great biceps. But it didn't last long, though. I lost everything in a game of Pai Gao in the back room of a Shenzhen tea house on what I thought was a 3-day business trip. Everything. Gone. Clothes, money, identification, you name it. I woke up in a ditch near Shaishu Park and had to make my life new from there. It took me 3 years to beg, borrow, and steal my way back to American soil. And in those 3 years, I saw the greatest depths of human fear, loved deeper than I ever had, and lost it all many more times over. I've seen my own death, Craig. I know how I die. It's not like this. So let's make this more interesting. Robert produces the deed to his house from his jacket and tosses it on the table. All I have and all I am. Are you prepared to go to the distance? Craig wipes sweat from his brow. I wish I could wipe stress from my brow. He studies Robert's face intently, searching for any sort of tell he can find. Robert casually sips his whiskey again. I fold. Everyone erupts.
Nice.
Fine. The whiskey's yours. And that's why you don't dance with the devil. So what was it? Were you bluffing or did you have the cards? That's for me to take to my grave, fellas. Next week, boys? Next week.
Oh.
You got it.
Hey.
I'll be there. Why do you casually have the deed to your house in your pocket, mans? Sure thing. This has been a very relaxing and I sincerely doubt I will wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it tonight. Keep working on that poker face, Spooky. We all say our goodbyes and head our separate ways.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Alright. Time for the third date. You know what they say about third dates. They get pretty serious. You might not have time to browse dad book for a while. Are you ready? I got 2 spooky grades. I think we got this. Ever since we had that picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot of time together. We go on nighttime strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed with the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post, instead of through dad book. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as a seal for my letters, and I just couldn't say no. Hanging out with that goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest with me here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household that one time, and I've seen The Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under his own power. Deadass. Sometimes I'll have people come over, and I'll open the door, and I'll wait for them to stand and go through. If they stand there and they're like, you need to invite me in, I'll be like, why are you a vampire? Yes, Amanda, I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Ugh.
Turn into a bat. I don't think... What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Well, okay. I'm off.
Huh.
Who would do that? Sounds like you're gonna do that. Are you taking the car, or are you flying off into the night in the leathery wings of a bat? One of those. While I'm out, can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great. I'm keeping it in there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl. Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak. He hates when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that the style surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning.
Huh.
Interestingly enough, though, it was that in Victorian era Queen Victoria herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something? I've experienced several losses over the course of my life, and I truly believe the only manageable way to cope with it is to accept that death is simply a part of the living. It's the single universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die. You are going to die. And life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you scared? Not at all. Without those advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of their loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborately staged photographs of their dead relatives. The minute of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life had passed. Now, we don't have any of that. If you lose someone, you end up feeling lost yourself because you have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us. So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it's a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief and fleeting and occasionally cruel, but it is at all times precious. To stare death in the face and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful. I can see the moonlight in the bay glint off Damien's eyes. He smiles. We turn to the harbor and watch ships pass, breathing in the salty sea air. I look to Damien again and can't help but be entranced by his charm, his mystery. I find everything about him so fascinating. I lean in closer to Damien, closing my eyes. As I do so, I'm sorry, I have to take this. Damien steps away from me to answer his phone. Oh no, I hope it isn't Lucian again. After speaking in hushed tones for a few moments, Damien returns to me. Everything okay?
Oh, what? My.
There's an emergency. Lucian? No, thankfully, but I must take my leave. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do to help? Dads do have to stick together, right? You know it. Then come with me. There isn't any time to waste. After a short drive in silence, we arrive at a run-down building in the outskirts of town. Where are we? It's better if I just show you. I push the surprisingly heavy door open and find myself in a dimly lit waiting room. A few rickety chairs line the walls, and there doesn't seem to be anyone beyond the front desk. There are a few paintings and pictures on the wall, but they're so nondescript, I'm still aware of what kind of place this even is. Wait here for a moment. I'll be right back. Damien walks off down a corridor, his boot heels echoing through the halls of this seemingly empty building. Distant howls echo from some place I can't see, and there's a faint scratching sound like claws on tile. I cautiously peek down the hall and find stall after stall of scared-looking dogs. A few of them notice me and skitter up to the chain-link fence, sticking their noses through to sniff the air. What have I gotten myself into? Suddenly, the lights shut off. I panic, unsure of where I am or how I got out. Or how I can get out. I stumble through the darkness, my breathing getting heavier and heavier. Damien? The lights finally turn back on. Hey, sailor. Mary, what are you doing in here?
Come on.
You aren't for the fight club? I don't want to get punched in the face. Great, because this is an animal shelter. A what?
Ah.
We take care of stray animals, and then people adopt the stray animals. Didn't you see the pets when you walked in? Oh, Sorry, I didn't really expect to see you volunteering at an animal shelter.
Ugh.
Wow. Okay, kid, way to put me in a box. Dames, you hear this baloney? One moment. Thunder cracks and a door bursts open. Appearing from the shadows, I see... Damien? Look at him, he's so adorable with his little hair up. Hey. It's Damien. He looks completely different. No cloak, no Victorian-era clothing, no makeup. I wasn't planning to share this side of me until much later, but I'm not as goth as you think. I'm a systems administrator for the IT department of a reality company. I wear tennis shoes to work, and I listen to Bruce Springsteen. I enjoy going to the hardware store and looking at storage solutions, and I volunteer at this animal shelter in my spare time. I'm boring. It was pretty heckin' goth, if I do say so myself. I love Damien so much. Get you a man who volunteers at an animal shelter. I'm fascinated with Victorian history and the goth lifestyle. That is much true. It's just not all that I am. And I need you to know that. Oh, I hate to kill the moment here, but there's some pressing business that needs attending to. Oh, right. It's Duchess Cordelia. Again? Who's Duchess Cordelia? She's one of the pups. Gets out all the time. She somehow learned how to open doors, and now she's unstoppable. When did she get out? This morning. I went to go sing sea shanties to the cats, and when I came back, she had already bolted. I have to stay here with the pets. Oh, Peter's home. Hey, Bobby!
Hello.
Did you get your test?
Yep.
Did you get the one that you'll get the results in like 1 to 3 days?
They said 2 to 3.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Mine came back negative, but yours is just a precaution.
Yeah. I expect it to be perfectly safe, but regardless.
It feels weird saying that, like, we're now heading into year 3 of the pandemic, and that was my very first COVID test.
I thought we both got one before.
You got one before.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I had to get one because I was feeling sick and my boss looked at me and did I do that?
Yeah. I guess this also shows how much we don't go out at all.
What's an outside?
I like to think that the first actual public thing we did, we immediately got tested. Well, not immediately. We waited like almost a week to get tests.
No, it wasn't that long.
Well, we went Sunday and it's Thursday now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Almost a week. We're responsible. It's a little over half a week. Come on, Sean, give me credit. What are you doing, Bob? What are you doing? I have to stay here with the pets, so I need you two to go find her. Of course. Where could she be? She always ends up running off to the same places. Here, let me draw you a map. Mary starts scribbling on the back of a pet adoption form.
Ah.
She's very smart, ruthless even. You need to stay on your toes and get her back by sundown, or else she'll turn into a werewolf and start eating people. What? You're a perfect little peach, Spooky.
Ah.
I'm a beach peach! We just don't want her to be stuck outside when it's cold. Oh. I'll grab some treats and we can hit the road. Damien and I look over the map Mary created for us. Mary, that's a shit map. Oh man, I'm Nerd's house. At least you're not other Nerd's house. Looks like you moved up in the pecking order. Mary's sick pad, Smalls, Dames, other Nerd's house, Mario Batali, Kale, Coffee Dad. So if I'm Nerd's house, who's the other nerd? She messed up the compass and said shit. Congrats, kiddo. Where should we head first? Let's check the cul-de-sac. Damien and I exit the parking lot and start driving towards town. I look over him. He seems concerned. Shouldn't be too hard to find Duchess, right? She's a pretty big pup. Mary wasn't kidding when she said that dog was smart. One time she correctly guessed the winner of the Kentucky Derby. It was a really great year for Bark, Bark, Bark. I don't know. What do you think the odds are, Spooky? Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. But lo, look upon God's creation, and retched with horror at what he hath forsaken. Hell is empty, and the devils are all here. Got an eggplant. Nice. I thought that would cheer you up. Let's just hope for the best. We got this. We drive through the cul-de-sac and everything seems pretty normal. It looks like Brian's doing some yard work. We pull into Brian's driveway and hop out. Hey, don't step on the grass, I just mowed. Have you seen any unusual activity in the area today? Aside from your underwatered lawn? Oh, here we go. How dare you? I take my lawn care very seriously. Spooky, please. You haven't seen a dog run through here, have you?
I don't know.
Well, a little while ago I heard Maxwell barking at something. When I came outside, my garden had been torn into shreds. It's going to take forever to retill the soil. That could be our dog, or a fatherly, feisty raccoon. A rather feisty raccoon. Whatever it was, it must have been hungry. Ate all my tomatoes. I'm very sorry to hear about your garden. If you need assistance restoring it to its former glory, please don't hesitate to contact me. Will do, buddy. Good luck finding that dog. She's probably still hungry. I wonder if she's looking for more food elsewhere. Should we go to the coffee shop? We park in front of Matt's coffee shop and walk inside. It seems like a slow day. Matt sits behind the counter reading a book. Hey, Matt.
Hey.
Didn't expect to see you two today. What's up? Have you seen any stray dogs around? Actually, yeah. I caught one digging through the trash earlier. It ran away when I tried to get closer, though. Did you see what direction it went in? Matt thinks for a second. Might have been running east, I think. That pup tore through 3 pans of Old Grateful banana bread. Want to take some for the road, just in case? Sure thing. Matt packs up a slice. Thanks for the slice. The road slice. This banana bread is gonna be so good. I think he meant to give it to you for the dog. Right, I meant it's gonna be so good for the dog to eat. I feel like we're on the right track. You think? If we keep this up, we'll find Duchess in no time. Hey, if you like dogs so much, why don't you have any? Lucien is severely allergic. I wouldn't put him through that. But there are still dogs in my life, so for that, I'm grateful. There's about to be one more dog in your life, buddy. Splendid attitude. Let us not waste any more time. Verily. Alright, so we went east. So if we're facing the coffee shop, east would be the softball field, right? We drive to the softball field. It looks like Craig's team is practicing. I wonder if any of the kids saw something. Craig spots us and jogs over. Softball bat slung over his shoulders. Hey bros, what's up? Craig, you wouldn't happen to have seen any dogs around here, have you? One escaped from the animal shelter and we're trying to locate her. I don't think so. Maybe one of the girls saw something. Girls! Hi, Amanda's dad. Hi, Lucian's dad. We have names. Girls, have you seen any dogs around? There was a big dog here earlier. She ran off a while ago, though. I don't think she had an owner, but it really wanted to play. You know, when you think about it, too, not only are you romancing other dads, but you're finding another dad for your beautiful daughter, Amanda. Amanda and Lucian as siblings is a weird pair, but she'd respect it. Lucian probably would too. He loves his dad, secretly. We tried to play fetch with her, but she just took the softball and ran. I think she ate it, actually. She was a lot of dog. Here, take another softball. It might come in handy later. Many thanks, Craig. I forgot everything they said, so I'm like, oh god, well we can't go to the cul-de-sac or the coffee spoon or the softball field. So it's either Bayside or Aquarium. Don't think she'd be at the Aquarium, so let's try Bayside. We arrived back at the Bayside. Just like old times, eh? I remember it as if it were yesterday. I mean, earlier today. So what do you think? Any sight of the pooch? None yet, although who knows if she made it to any of these ships. The Duchess would do that? I wouldn't put it past her to know how to navigate through seas without a compass. Very smart. Pops? Damien and I turned to see my daughter. Amanda, what are you doing here? Do you think I just stayed inside all day, vegging out on the couch and watching TV? Oh, sorry. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm heading home to go veg out on the couch and watch TV. Had to get a burrito first. Young miss, have you seen a dog around here?
Hey.
Oh, you bet. I saw a Pomeranian with a bow around its neck. I saw a big old Doberman named Henry, and there was a stroller full of Yorkies, a Greyhound, a Golden Retriever. Did you see a Mastiff anywhere? No dice. I would definitely have remembered that. I gotta run though. This Rito has about 10 minutes before the cheese breaks down the molecular structure of the tortilla and makes it all soggy. You understand. I do? Of course. Have a lovely evening, Miss LaFair. Matt said the Duchess went east from the coffee spoon, but there's no sign of her here. I suppose we need to go not so east? I fear the hours are growing short. We must make haste if we're to find the Duchess by sundown. Damien's looking more stressed out by the minute. I gotta think of something to lighten the mood. Oh, geez. How many goths does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know how many. 1. Goths are very capable, especially when looking for a dog. Got the eggplant again. Yes. Damien smiles to himself. He keeps reading Damien directions from the map as we drive around town. Maybe we should try the cul-de-sac again. This is east, but not so east. So, yeah, let's try the cul-de-sac again. We arrive at the cul-de-sac to find everyone looking normal except, uh-oh, Hugo's front door is wide open. She can open doors. This is classic Duchess Cordelia. A telltale sign. We should approach with caution. Whatever goes down in there, I've got your back. We creep upon the porch and step inside. Look at that beautiful dog. I want to give her a kiss. I want to meet Henry? Okay. We got this. We'll meet Henry. There, sitting in the center of Hugo's living room, like she owns the damn place, is one of the biggest dogs I've ever seen. I want a big dog. I want a super big dog that I can ride into battle. But I know Peter is not a dog person, and big dogs make him anxious because he has dog trauma. Also, Orion does not like corgis. So my grandmother asked me to watch her corgi while she was away for Christmas. And I was like, yeah, man, I got you. But we let the corgi up into the apartment, and immediately Orion was like growling, and the dog even growled back. I think Orion just wants to be the permanent baby of the house. That's sad. It was so sad. I want Orion to have, like, to get along with an animal. That would be nice. I think Orion just wants to be the big baby of the house. Woof. Well, she hasn't broken anything in here yet.
Huh.
Wonderful. Now all we have to do is get this leash on her before she tries to escape again, and get out of here before Hugo comes in. Easy peasy. Duchess, come here. Duchess eyes Damien warily. As he approaches, she begins to growl. She's on her guard. We need another plan. Let me give you the banana bread, because you really liked that. I reach into my pocket and pull out a slice of grateful banana bread Matt gave me. Duchess sniffs the air and hones in on the bread. Come here, girl. Nice and easy. I've got some yummy homemade vegan and possibly gluten-free banana bread, if that's what you're into. The Duchess cautiously approaches me and gives the bread a good sniff before gently taking it from my hand and dropping it on the ground, like dogs always do for some reason. She curls up and starts munching on the bread. Success. Damien walks up behind the Duchess and attaches the leash to her collar. She immediately notices and starts whining. It's time to go home now, Duchess. Damien gives a tug on the leash. She won't move. Duchess, what happened to our rapport? You and I used to be bosom buddies. But she still doesn't move. She's huge. There's no way we could even try to lift her. Well, this is a weird situation to be in. I think we're literally trespassing in our friend's house with this large dog. What are you nerds doing? Ernest stands in the doorway with a plate of pizza rolls. Don't tell your dad about this. What flavor are those pizza rolls? I'm definitely telling Hugo about this. Hey man, be cool. I am cool. Cool enough to not tell your dad? You're good. I don't know why this whole interaction is reminding me of Dungeons and Daddies. The Duchess notices Ernest and starts pulling against the leash. Uh-oh. Why is this dog in my house? It's a long... Duchess suddenly breaks free from Damien's grasp and hurtles towards Ernest. Ah! Ernest and the Duchess fall on the ground. Pizza rolls fly everywhere. This is bad. Ernest, are you okay? Ernest frees the Duchess. Oh, feeds the Duchess a pizza roll. Hey, she likes pizza rolls. Ernest sits up, but the dog keeps licking his face. Oh, hey. Hugo stands at the door, looking like he's at a loss for words. Why are you guys... Whose dog is this? It's a long story, but it involves a large dog who knows how to open doors. Oof. Hugo, may I present to you Duchess Cordelia. How do you do? Orf. We're friends. The Duchess looks at Ernest's face. She's from the local animal shelter. She got out and we've been chasing her all around town. Your house was her final stop. Dad, can we keep her? Ernest, I don't know if we're set up to take care of
Sweet Manchego.
Wait. Did you just call me Dad? Come on, please, look how cute she is. Hugo sighs. We've been talking about adopting a dog for a while, but you have to promise me you'll take care of her. Yeah, I'll give her all the pizza rolls her little heart desires. I suddenly remembered what's on the back of this map, and pull a pen out of my pocket. Got the form ready for you, if you're interested. I'll even waive the adoption fee since you know we technically broke into your household. Well, alright, it's a deal. Hugo steps onto the porch with us and signs the form while Ernest plays with Duchess inside. He sure does seem to be happy with his new friend.
Yes.
I know, he called me Dad. Can you believe that? Damien places places a hand on Hugo's shoulder. I certainly can. I think this will be really good for Ernest. It should teach him some responsibility. You should probably look into getting better locks on your doors, though. The Duchess is a wily one, but do right by her and she'll love you too forever. Thank you. And long story short, the Duchess now lives in a happy home and neither of us will be charged for breaking and entering. So all in all, I think it was a fine day's work. Nice work, you two. Spooky, you could be a valuable asset to our team of volunteers. You know, if you ever feel like petting some puppies, hit me up. Mary, I always feel like petting puppies.
Hey.
Good to know. Well, I'll catch you fellas later. Mary starts to leave. And one last thing. Damien's been telling me about you. Glad he finally brought you around. Oh yeah. Damien's my special boy. I love him. We go way back, and I got a vested interest in his health, success, and well-being. If you ever hurt him, Murray, you can fill in the blanks. I gulp. Yes, ma'am. Mary leaves me alone with Damien. So, about the whole goth thing, I completely understand if you aren't interested in me anymore. What? Am I missing something here? I'm not a cool goth prince. I'm boring. I own 5 pairs of tennis shoes. I wear dumb glasses. Don't you care? Bro, I wear dumb glasses. He looks so nervous. How would anyone not be interested in this man? You tell him, Sean. I love this man. He's so great. That lavender-colored shirt on him looks flawless. His hair in that ponytail, gorgeous. I'm in love. Damien, do you really think I only like you because of all the goth stuff? That's all cool, but the best thing about you is how passionate you are about the things you love. History, art, Victorian fashion, dogs, storage solutions. Doesn't matter what it is, you care, and that's awesome. And also, the glasses are very cute. You don't think I'm boring at all? Nah, man, Peter's boring. If you're boring, then I don't know what makes me. I spend too much online shopping for flashlights. I get excited to mow my lawn on Saturdays. I get cranky about commercials being too loud. I've even been thinking about making my own peanut butter. Then maybe we can be boring together? It would never be boring if it was with you. Damien suddenly closes the gap between us and pulls me into a hug. He buries his face in my shoulder. His hair smells like lavender and rosemary. That actually sounds fucking delicious. Also, we're holding each other with our big, strong dad arms. Take me into your borrow arms. Making peanut butter sounds rad. I think I would get tired of like smushing the peanuts constantly. I was so scared you wouldn't like me. quite the opposite. Look how fancy that queue is. Holy shit. Damien pulls away for a second and looks me in the eyes. Without the colored contacts, his eyes are so dark and soulful.
Oh.
May I kiss you? You know what? Consent is sexy, Damien. Thou art welcome. I know for a fact he'll like that. Yeah, we got the eggplant. Verily, you may take upon yourself the, you know what? Just kiss me. He smiles slightly and leans in, giving me a gentle kiss. This is probably more embarrassing than reading the Naruto fanfic of Naruto and Sasuke. I hate feelings. Damien pulls away and gives me an intense look. Do you want to help me take care of the puppies? Yes. Damien and I arrive back at the cul-de-sac, our fingers intertwined, like a proper gentleman. He walks me to my doorstep. This was lovely. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for everything. I'm very happy I could be myself around you. I'm glad, but I have one request. What's that? Can we keep sending each other letters? But of course. Damien kisses me one last time before turning around and heading home. Amanda runs back to the couch from the window and tries to look as nonchalant as possible. Hello, Father. I was sitting here on the couch this entire time. Hi, Amanda. So, are you guys, like, starting a vampire coven together? Oh, plot twist. Mothman. Damien's actually Mothman. Yo! There's like a muscle in my throat that hurts. Don't tell the rugged guy, don't! We should all take 5 steps back from from Robert, in all honesty. I didn't see it coming either. Genius. Well, whatever's happening, I'm really glad you two are happy. You deserve it, Dad. Aw, shucks. I'm gonna head to bed. Catch you in the morning? Sure thing. I make my way to my room and fall into my bed with my heart full, excited for the days to come. Hold on, I need to know if I got a spooky rating. Oh, I scored highest on werewolf.
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is it's a Victorian phrase. It technically means winning, so, ultimately, you've won.
I like his phrases and how awkward they are. I got the S for spooky rank again. Death anxiety? Okay, but Amanda and Lucy and our siblings, they gon' be. I like how there's 2 separate categories. There's dad points, and then there's daddy points. Alright. Whew, I think I have everything finally set up. Amanda should be here any minute now. I think that's her car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. You know, I would probably be moving into Damien's house, which means I would have to sell this house. You know, if things got serious. So then there would be another dad in the cul-de-sac romancing another dad. And then that dad would move in with the other dad, and it's just, that's it. I've started the house that romances other dads. Be cool, Spooky, be cool. Amanda walks through the door with a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. You ask too many questions. It's just how this works. A domino effect of dads moving in and out of that house, dating everyone they can. That's it. Every dad from now on, every different dad we create is going to be with, like, it's the continued dad universe that we're making. So the next dad we make is going to move into this house with their daughter named Amanda and be like, hi, Sir Spooky LaFair and your husband, Damien. Here I am romancing this other dad. Oh, you lived here too? Oh, wow. That's interesting. I'm going to keep living at this house. Wait. I've fallen in love with this other dad. Now it's time for me to move and sell this. Oh, man. Here's another dad named Spooky LaFair with their daughter, Amanda. And it becomes a pattern. Who do you think you are, my daughter? For literally my entire life, yes. I'm kidding, you're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell. You're very bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. I lead Amanda over to the kitchen table where I present lies covered under a tablecloth. It's nothing special, but I wanted to get you a little something. You graduated high school last week, and I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but... Aw, Dad, I dramatically whip the cloth off the table. Amanda's jaw drops. No way. I figured you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of Long Haul Paranormal Ice Road Ghost Truckers. This is all 19 seasons. Ugh. And bonus material, including commentary with actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this. Thank you. She gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. I don't know, my head like mixed those together and it was like, she gives me a bug. And I'm like, oh man, I hope it's a stag. That's such a specific concept to have gotten 19 seasons. I would absolutely love 19 seasons of that very specific show. Hello, Connor. How are you? Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit? Toss the old pig skin or something? Totally. I follow Amanda to the back door. Look at all of these beautiful dads. Except that blonde guy. And possibly Robert. I feel iffy about my experience with Robert. And I haven't romanced Hugo, but I feel like I should because he is a cool dad. And I have so many feelings about Matt, the coffee dad. Because the coffee dad is great and an emotional story. You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal of your accomplishments. I don't know, I think if you get Damien's ending, he shows up in normal clothing, but I think in all the other, like, romances, he shows up in his vampire cloak, and I think that's cute. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come support you. Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is, fully customizable, down to your type of mac. And there's an ice cream cake, the good kind with the crunchies in the middle. Yes. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends. I should make the rounds and make sure everyone's having a good time. But first, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese bar. I know, I want one. That would be a really good restaurant. I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. We have a real fluffy Samoyed right now. His name's Harold. Loves belly rubs. He always tries to lick your face if you get too close. I love how his name is Harold. Miss Christensen? Thank you so much for telling me in great detail about every single dog currently at the animal shelter. Please tell me about the Afghan with 3 legs again.
Hey.
Sure. Quadro, we call him. It's one of those ironic nicknames. You know, if you're really interested, I could probably steal one for you. Really? Nah, but I could get you in to meet all of them. We could always use extra hands around the shelter.
Ah.
And if those extra hands also happen to steal a dog. I'm glad you two are able to bond over cute dogs. Really warms my heart. Dad, we're having a moment. Hey, Sailor, your kid's a good egg. What about your goth prince? You two are usually attached at the hip these days. He's around. Stellar. Mary turns her attention to Amanda.
Ah.
It's not too hard to sneak a dog into college. Trust me, I did it plenty back in the day. At one point, I had 3 cats living in my dorm. I decided to leave them to it. All of a sudden, a huge dog leaps up into my arms. Duchess! Hugo and Ernest run up to me. The Duchess gives my face a few broad licks and hops down.
know.
We're working on that. Got her into a disciplinary class. She's a wild spirit who runs where she may. I don't mind at all. Ha, look. Looks like the 3 of you are getting along nicely. Have you ever watched Forrest Grumps? I have not. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really watched the game Grumps. But I absolutely love this game that they made. She's a valuable addition to the clan. If I hold up my homework in front of her, she'll eat it. Cool. We'll deal with that later. Duchess, Cordelia, spots a squirrel and darts across the yard. Ernest follows her, laughing. Oh, Forrest Gump. I thought you said Forrest Grumps, and I was like, oh, so like, did the game Grumps play the forest? That's literally what I thought. Yes, I have watched Forrest Gump. He's actually been a lot more manageable lately. I think taking care of the dog is good for him. Thanks for breaking into my house, I guess. Anytime. Spooky. Brian, you made it. Ha, I don't pass up on good Mac. What do you think of the party? It's not bad. Just not bad? Yeah, it's not bad. Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you. Thank you for the lovely compliment. Daisy trots up. Hi, Amanda's dad. Hey, Brian's daughter. See how that feels? This is a really great party. Thank you so much for inviting us. You're very welcome, tiny child who knows how to pay a compliment. Brian and I lock eyes. This isn't over. Hey, bro. Bruh.
Oh.
This is a real rager. Taking our old age into consideration. Got a bad pun for you then? I love bad puns. Never change, Spooky. I'm trying to be in bed at a responsible hour tonight. Don't let me get too wild.
Dude.
Don't worry, dude. I'll keep an eye on your fruit punch intake. You know, I'm really glad we're bros again. Me too, dude. Briar and Hazel peek out behind Craig. Hi, little ones. Hello. Hiya. Thank you for all the ice cream cake. Wait, girls, how much of that did you eat? Briar ate 4 pieces. Ask any witness. No, I didn't. He's laid 4 pieces and wants to pin it on me because we look alike. I have your face. Nobody will ever believe you. Oh boy. I'll let you guys figure this out. Good seeing you, Craig. Let's hang soon, yeah?
Hey.
Totally. Tell Amanda congratulations for us. Looks like you've settled into this neighborhood quite nicely. Yep, couldn't ask for a better cul-de-sac. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully we'll see you at more church events. We got a big schedule planned for the rest of the year. Sure thing, Joseph. And maybe if you aren't doing anything later, we could hang out sometime. Sure, Joseph, that'd be great. Joseph's eyes are very pleading. What generation did Forrest Gump belong to? Oh god. I'm trying to think. There's like 12 things in my head running. Go ahead, just tell me. Just tell me. Joseph looks like he's like, man, I wish that dad romanced me instead of Vampire Daddy. Gen A. I had a feeling I had to be with her. I was thinking that, or I was like, oh man, is it gonna be a running joke? Hugo comes up to me with a plate of mac and cheese.
Hey.
The perfect cheddar to mac ratio. Beautiful work, Spooky. Thanks, Hugo. You know, I'm really pleased to see Amanda going to her dream school. I'm glad she turned it around for finals. Me too, that scholarship money will really help. What the fuck was that? Amanda walks by and pretends not to see Hugo. Amanda, come say hi to your old teacher. Hey. Congratulations on graduating. I know you're gonna do great things at art school.
Pew!
Haha, yeah, thanks. Amanda starts to back away. Wait, I just realized that you're not my teacher anymore, so I don't have to be afraid of talking to you. You no longer hold power over me.
Hey.
You're right, go forth, adult. I can no longer give you detention. Yeah, I'm gonna break anything I want. There's nothing you can do about it. Are you still mad about that time I gave you detention for breaking my globe? Nope.
Yes.
And I'll have you know that the globe didn't even fit through the basketball hoop in the first place. So, she'll fit into college just fine. Hey. Hey. Why do you look like you also wanted to be romanced? Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Yep. See you later.
Hey.
Hey, man. Matt. Let me know when Amanda leaves for college. I have a fresh batch of grateful banana bread ready for her. Thank you. I know she'll love that. Hey, Amanda's dad. I turned to spot Lucian walking up to me. Yes, Lucian? Thanks for inviting me to your party. Anytime, bud. I know we had a rocky start, but I'm glad to know you. I hope you know how much your dad cares about you. Yeah. My dad's had a rough couple years, and I know it must not have been easy to raise me alone. He's kind of a weird guy, but I love him a lot, and it seems like you make him happy. So, you're cool in my book. I have a son who thinks I'm cool. This is very important to me specifically. Thank you, Lucian. This means a lot to me. Sure. Let me know if you want me to give you a stick and poke sometime. I hardly know her. Thanks for coming by, Lucian. See you around, Spooky. As the party winds down, I take a seat on our back porch step. The sun is setting and everyone seems to have eaten their fill. Amanda wanders over and sits down next to me. Killer party pops. What can I say? I was inspired. So, I also have something for you. For me? Why? Lucian's actually a softie. He's the best. Well, he's not... I don't want to take that back, because I fucking love him. He is a softie. He's just He's got that hard teenager exterior that no one likes. But we all had it. Not to be completely genuine about my feelings for once or anything, but growing up wasn't easy, but it could have been a lot harder if it wasn't for you. Dad, you've been there for me through everything. There's been times in my life where you were my only friend. I was really scared of going to college and being so far away from you, but I realized that everything you've done for me has been to prepare me for this, and I'm ready. I wouldn't be who I am today without you. Don't cry. Don't cry. I swear to God, Spooky, if you cry again, you're the best, Dad. I love you. And I'm crying.
Huh.
Anyway, that was enough emotional vulnerability for one day. Present time. Amanda hands me a tiny wrapped package. I tear the wrapping to find a framed picture of me and Amanda. It's us. Kinda shocking, all of our photo albums are just pictures of me, huh? I figured we needed at least one more before I leave. Amanda, thank you. Watching you grow up has been one of the happiest experiences of my life. You're such a talented, intelligent young woman, and I'm happy. Oh, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you. Knock 'em dead, kid. Always do. Amanda and I share a hug. This is only the beginning, Pops. Plenty more memories for us down the road. Memories to make and stuff to break, right?
Aww.
Oh, I'm gonna break so much stuff. Intentionally and unintentionally. You're probably gonna have to pay for most of it. It would be my honor. Amanda hops up. Looks like someone's been waiting to talk to you. I glance over to the back of the yard where Damien is sitting on a bench beneath the cherry blossom tree. He smiles at me. I'll leave you to it. Me and the Emmas are gonna go get ice cream. The Emmas ate like 4 pieces of your cake. Oh wait, no, not Emmas. Whoa, you're friends with the Emmas again?
Pew!
Love you, Pops. Amanda runs off to join her friends. Oh, this is going to get really romantic. Cherry blossoms, a sunset, we even have a little pond behind us. That's it. I take a seat next to Damien as the last guests make their way out of the party. Did you know that in the Victorian era, they would call benches seedy boys? I think you're lying. What, really? I'm kidding. Spooky. But what if? It's good to see you in your civvies clothes. Thank you. I had a revelation the other day, Spooky, and I think it was largely due to your continued influence upon me. There was a version of myself that might have been embarrassed to show my true form, my information technology form. But what you said about me, about how my passion was what you truly admired, that emboldened me to feel like myself regardless of how I choose to dress and act. Instead of separate entities, they are simply different facets of myself, and three-dimensional human being with his own thoughts, wants, and needs. I love dressing the way that I do, but feeling constricted by what I felt was my own personal brand made me lose sight of why I did this in the first place. To make myself happy. I place my hand on Damien's, and I feel a light squeeze. Looking up, I'm greeted by Damien's warm smile. I'm trying to be more comfortable with who I am, rather than dwelling on who I could be to other people. I can't stop smiling. I'm so proud of him. Damien, I'm so happy you realize that you can be a dog-loving goth. Me too, Spooky. Me too. I feel myself inching closer to Damien. I go to brush a lock of hair out of his face, and I'm shocked at how soft it is. The man's hair smells like lavender and rosemary, and you're surprised that it's soft? This man clearly takes care of himself. Oh, we got the cherry blossoms falling. This is very romantic. How is your hair so soft?
Oh.
Dog shampoo. I keep running my hands through his hair as he leans closer to me, placing his hand on the side of my face. He strokes my cheeks with his thumb.
Hmm.
You know, public displays of affection were considered scandalous in the Victorian era. I'm gonna tell you what, though, Damien. I'm not a huge fan of PDA.
Huh.
But I think I can make an exception for you. We don't get, like, an end picture after all that love? But we beat the game and we did it. Jason LaRock. Let's see what Jason LaRock has been in. Okay, but still cute. It was cute. He hasn't been in a lot of things. Oh, he's in a podcast series called Jar of Rebuke. And he's in Pity Applause, which is a TV series. I don't think he was a big role in it, though. Yeah, he's not in a whole lot of things. That's okay. And all our dads. I like how out of place I look next to Amanda. I absolutely love him. And that's the game, guys. We romanced Vampire Daddy. And now I'm going to turn the game off and stop streaming, and I'm probably gonna make Nochi. That sounds ideal. But I hope you all have a wonderful, magical night, and I'll see you all later.